Hey, what's up, you guys? The Dark Knight here, back in with another video. And today I wanted to talk about some reveals that have happened over the last few weeks. It is the end of the summer now, so all the toy companies have finally put their last products out that they're going to reveal during the summer. And yeah, over here we have some new Marvel Legends and DC Multiverse reveals, and I want to go over the Marvel Legends first because I feel like it's going to be rather quick. So if you remember, back when I did my display video for the Marvel Legends and DC Multiverse figures, I mentioned for Marvel Legends that I was looking forward to a Nick Fury, as it was going to be part of a new legacy wave for the Infinity Saga. We already saw a little bit of this wave with the Black Widow, Bruce Banner, and Mark II Iron Man. But as we see over here, I'm pretty sure this is the rest of the wave, or at least all the other characters are going to be a wave. And I can kind of see now why they didn't, show them off during San Diego Comic-Con when they showed off those other figures, because these are all re-releases of figures. And it's like straight up, there's like a little bit of different paint detailings. They got extra heads. But overall, it's the exact same figures that were released previously. You have Captain America in his Winter Soldier outfit. It's like the stealth suit outfit. That is pretty cool that they're re-releasing that, because I was really, I'm a big fan of how that costume looks. I just really wish that they put it on the new Worthy Cap buck instead of the original one, because I think the Worthy Cap kind of matched Captain America's portions a little bit better. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but still kind of cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it though, just because I'm happy with the Captain America I have. This is a cool suit and all, but I kind of prefer it to look like Captain America other than just have those original proportions. I'm just not cool with those original proportions. I like the newer proportions that they've done. And then so for the Iron Man over here too, this one's Mark 46. This is from the Civil War. And again, this is the exact same figure that they had originally out for the Civil War movie. The sculpt on that was pretty good as it was. I don't see myself getting this because I already have a version of this armor. Like the Tony Stark head is cool and all, but yeah, I think I'm probably going to pass on as well too. Still pretty cool though for any newer collectors for sure. And then you also have Thor over here from Thor: The Dark World. I would have really liked to see, a newer version of this, because we already have a Thor that's like this, and it's actually pretty decent. It came in a 2-pack with, I forget what her name was, but it was in a 2-pack that was recently, that was also part of this line, so I don't really see why they're re-releasing it. But those head sculpts there, the head sculpts, again, they look really good. It has better paint apps. Newer collectors, I can see them getting this, but I don't know. It's just, I just wish that they would try something new, right? And then you also have the War Machine over here, once again, straight up re-release. Although that War Machine was pretty difficult, or it is pretty difficult to get nowadays, but because it was part of a 3-pack, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but it's nice to see just for newer collectors. But again, it's a re-release. I would have liked to see an updated version of that armor. And then you also have the Infinity Saga Spider-Man over here. Not sure why they released this one, because I have this one, and this one, again, is part of Civil War. And this suit was actually a concept suit for the movie. It didn't make the final cut. The final cut of the film had the one that looked more so like the Homecoming Spider-Man suit. The way how you can tell is by the emblem. It's a bit of a different spider logo. So I'm not sure why they re-released this one, because for the films, it's kind of incorrect, so or non-accurate to the film. So I'm not sure why they released that, but you have that there as well too for any newer Spider-Man fans who want to get a classic red and blue Spider-Man suit. So not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed that we did not get a newer Nick Fury, because I think that we desperately need that. Well, okay, Secret Invasion Nick Fury was cool. I didn't pick it up, but I kind of favor the look that he has more so from the original Avengers movie. So I was really hoping that rumor was true, but it looks like it is now, which is kind of disappointing. But that's it for the MCU. They did come out with some comic figures, which once again, they're reissues of other action figures. You got Spider-Man from the Amazing Fantasy over here. It's in a retro card, which I guess is pretty cool. I kind of like the retro cards. The aesthetic of them are really cool, especially with the Spider-Man line. And yeah, I mean, it's first appearance Spider-Man. It's the exact same figure that was released a year ago. The only difference that I see though is the emblem on the back is now blue, which I think is more accurate to the comic. But not much of a big change. It's cool to have it in the retro packaging, but if you have the original figure, this is definitely a pass for sure. And then you also have Moon Knight. Moon Knight over here, they did release the more updated Moon Knight look from the comics. It was where he had like more black in his suit, and that they ended up re-releasing that one. It was the exact same figure as well too. But this one over here, I know was a very, very hard one to get, and one of my favorite looks to Moon Knight as well. I always favored the more I don't know if you want to call it like retro look, but it's closer to his first appearance look, I think. But this one here was originally a Walgreens exclusive, and now they're ending up re-releasing it into a retro card as well too. And I think these two, the Spider-Man and the Moon Knight, are Target exclusives, so it ends up being an exclusive again. It's cool they're re-releasing it, but again, I would have wanted to see an updated Moon Knight as well too. Like maybe they've started using the Spider-Man Renew Your Vows body buck for a lot of the figures. They used it for Deadpool, Daredevil. So maybe they could have used that with this Moon Knight. I don't know. I just want to see, more new stuff. So that's about it with the Marvel Legends. I'm just going over it because it's kind of frustrating that it's all reissues of old figures and yet the price just keeps going up on them. I kind of find that ridiculous. Needless to say, though, I guess it is kind of good for, newer collectors to be able to get these. But yeah, and you know what? It probably also works out too because these are so expensive now. In Canada they're upwards of $35.99 now, as opposed to $30 or $29.99. It's probably a little bit nicer for all the collectors because now they don't need to get newer versions of the characters. They can just pass up on these ones. So kind of helps out your wallet there. And then for DC Multiverse, we do have some actually really decent reveals. I'm kind of happy with a lot of these. First up, we had I believe it's called Knights of Steel Batman. So yet another Batman figure. I mean, I'm not complaining because I love Batman. But, Knights of Steel, I'm not too familiar with that comic. I've only really heard about it. So, for fans of that comic, I guess this is really good. But again, I'm not too familiar with it. You also have Jim Gordon as Batman. This is actually one that I'm familiar with. This is from the New 52 comic run where after Batman died, Jim Gordon took over as the Dark Knight, and that's him as Batman. And this one's actually looking pretty decent as well too, because look at the amount of hands they get with this figure. You get the hands, you get the gun, and then you get an extra head sculpt for Jim Gordon. So I'm really happy that we're starting to see that as well too, and I hope that's going to be more of a standard when it comes to these figures. And then we move into a gold label. I think it's just a McFarlane store exclusive of, again, comic figures. And these ones are from the Last Night on Earth story run. And it's where Batman faces off against Omega. And yeah, the figures, the bodies themselves are not new at all. And, they don't really come with many new accessories. But the head sculpts are new. For Omega, you do have the old man Bruce Wayne head sculpt. And yeah, spoiler, Omega in that story is an older Bruce Wayne, a futuristic version. But the Batman has a Greg Capullo looking cowl. And man, does it look so good. It looks really good on the Rebirth body as well too. And you got a bit of some blood coming down from his mouth, which looks great as well too. You also have this 3-pack over here of it's the Batman Rebirth comic run that was when the Detective Comics originally started. You have Rebirth Batman, complete reissue. We just saw this figure with the last pack that I showed you, except the gray is a little bit brighter. I think that's the only difference. But then you get a Batwoman. That's pretty cool to see as well too. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see her in figure form, so that's great that they're putting her out in that. But then you also get a Clayface, and this Clayface we've seen before. I think it's just a lighter brown this time around. So, nothing too crazy about that, to be completely honest. And then over here, you also do get a Superman versus, I'm not sure what this character's name is. I believe it's Atomic Skull. I'm not too familiar on this character, but obviously another Superman villain. The Superman is a re-release, again, of the Action Comics 1000 Superman. Just a bit of a lighter blue as well, too. So, I don't know. I guess McFarlane is just trying to milk these as much as they can, just for, general sort of easygoing collectors, I suppose. But this is really cool here. They came out with some new Injustice 2 figures, and here we got Superman, entirely new sculpt. This looks absolutely fantastic. And then we also have Brainiac here. And how cool is it to get a Brainiac? I don't think we had him in figure form yet from McFarlane, but this looks really cool as well too, because Injustice 2 is a video game and it's closer to a live action look. So if you want to treat that as your live action Brainiac, I suppose you could. And yeah, that looks very nice right there. And finally over here, we do have probably the crown jewel sort of pick from all these reveals, for at least for me, but for DC Multiverse for sure. We do have the Joker in the interrogation room set. This is very, very, very cool. It's very innovative. I think it's very creative by McFarlane, the fact that they're giving us the entire set. If you have the original Dark Knight Batman figure, you can have them in here, but you also get the variant look of the Joker. It's the same similar sculpt to the Joker that we got previously, but this one, it comes without the shirt. Sorry, I mean jacket. It comes with several different hands, you know, if you want to do any sort of emoting for the Joker. And then I think the face sculpt has a bit of, you know, the messed up face that he has in the movie. And then he also has his phone, a little phone accessory that he uses to make his phone call. That's, yeah, so it's pretty cool looking. It's mainly just the Joker with a set of a table and 2 chairs, which isn't too crazy. But as far as I know, you can take out the insert packaging, and it also acts as the interrogation room scene. Now, I don't know how sturdy that cardboard's going to be, if that is made out of cardboard, but hopefully it's one that will not get destroyed too badly. So I think that that's pretty freaking awesome right there. And I've also pre-ordered that one as well too. Out of all these, that's the only one that I pre-ordered. I'm not sure about the rest so far. I am eyeballing that Brainiac and then the Batman Grey Capullo in the 2-pack with Omega, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Out of all these new reveals for these figures, which ones will you pick up? I also want to mention too that I've finally gotten my hands on these 6-pack Batman Ultimate Movie Collection action figures, and they are fantastic. I just got to say, they're absolutely fantastic. I'm working on a video for you guys for them, so hopefully that'll come out soon. And I also have recently found the Scarlet Witch figure from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. They ended up having it at Toys R Us Canada, and so hopefully I'm trying to get a video out for that for you guys as well too, so stay tuned. With that said, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And as every YouTuber begs you to do, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.